Hi everybody! So today's Sunday, that means it's time for family movie night. And this week, we are going back to Barbie movies. I haven't done a Barbie movie in a while. I've done Swan Princess was the last one I did. And then I did Rapunzel. So I've done both those two, but it was a long time ago. So today we get to talk about the actual first Barbie movie that they ever did, this first CG Barbie movie, and it is called Barbie as Nutcracker. And this, I wasn't planning on doing. I was going to do Barbie as Christmas Carol, but I did a little poll on my Twitter of which one I should do, and this was the resounding favorite. People, way more, 70% picked this version, this choice. So I figured, well, we got to do Barbie as Nutcracker then. And I'm glad I did, because I really enjoyed. I actually hadn't seen this one, so this was sort of fun for me. And I think the Barbie movies are underrated. The animation is always rough. It's not great. Sort of depends on your ability to handle ill-rendered, not perfectly rendered animation, and especially these early ones. It looks rough, it looks poorly rendered. And now you'd see something a lot more glossy, and the transitions would be a lot nicer, and it just would look kind of less flat in the backgrounds too, even for a direct-to-DVD movie. And so you kind of just have to say, okay, can I deal with this aesthetic? And if you can't, I totally understand. But I can. If enough of the other things are working, then I can handle the poor rendering. But it just depends. I think that in this case, there are enough other things working that I can handle it. And it starts out with Kelly is there trying to learn these dances, and Barbie says, you just need to keep practicing. And so she starts to tell the story of this girl named Clara. And Clara is a girl who lives with her uncle, I think, and her brother, and he's very stern. But for Christmas, she gets a nutcracker. And there's also some talk of sort of that there's might be mice in the house, and the cookies are being eaten and stuff like that. And so there's all this, so this classic sort of nutcracker setup. And she ends up falling asleep, and she goes on an adventure with the Nutcracker. And they add quite a bit of story to this, because obviously you have to, because there's just not a lot of story in the Nutcracker ballet. It's a lot of sort of vignettes of like, here's the dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies, and here's the dance of the Russian dance, and here's the, all that stuff kind of thing. So you kind of have to give enough sort of story. Basically, like, it's sort of a hunt to find the Sugar Plum Princess. And there is this prince, and the prince has kind of been missing, and there is this evil mouse king that, since the prince is missing, the evil mouse king has been made the king. And he rules with this iron fist and everything like that. And he is voiced by Tim Curry. I mean, come on. How can you go wrong with that? That's just great. And he's very, very fun as a villain. Barbie goes after the Sugar Plum Princess, and she goes to find her castle. Well, she ends up getting kind of captured by the Mouse King. She has to go and try to find her friends who are also captured. And the mouse gets the ability to turn everybody into stone. And the Nutcracker comes and fights, the prince, I should say, comes and fights the mouse. And you get some fun little action. And they just get enough of the story to kind of make it watchable and enjoyable. We find that Clara is actually the Sugar Plum Princess in reality. And when she realizes this, she gets this beautiful dress, and that's really nice. And her and the prince fall in love, and so that's really nice. And it's just a lot of fun together. And they defeat the mouse, and it's just a classic Mouse King. So it's a classic kind of fairy tale type story that you get. And like I said, you have great vocal performances. You have Kelly Sheridan as Barbie, who's always wonderful, and Clara. And the music is so good in this. It's all done by the London Philharmonic Orchestra, and all of the Barbie movies have, that I've seen at least, have great music that is done by an orchestra. And of course you need that for this because it's the Nutcracker, and just the music is so great in the Nutcracker. It holds up. It stood the test of time. What can you say about it? And they do have a section at the end, once she's revealed as the Sugar Plum Princess, they have a whole section of the traditional dances from the Nutcracker, which is really fun. Actually had dancers from New York City Ballet basically kind of rotoscope. Well, it's not really rotoscoping, but basically stand in, and so the animators could animate for them. So they had it's 6 different professional ballet dancers that made sure that the dancing looked really good. I think that if you can handle the rendering, if you don't care that much about that, I think this one is a winner. You really enjoy getting to see you really enjoy the classic fairy tale story. The things they added, I think, work. They got good vocal performances. They have great music, which you need in the Nutcracker. And overall, a nice message for girls about not giving up and not being afraid when things are hard. So, classic message. So overall, I think that it's a good little movie for the holidays. You know what you think of Barbie as Nutcracker. And thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later.